crash the net, though, with what is trending in the National Hockey League, because the Devils are having another 90s night. And on this one, the first 9,000 fans will receive a David Puddy-inspired bobblehead, which I think is absolutely fantastic. Devils fans love their David Puddy. We love him too, so we are excited to welcome Patrick Warburton to the show. Thank you for doing this. No face paint for this interview, though, I see.
No, not yet. We'll be donning the face paint shortly. I love the bobblehead. It's exact likeness. Exact.
Yeah. Where did they find a spring that strong to hold a head that large? That was always the problem with my bobblehead. Where did you find a spring that strong?
Very difficult. Very difficult.
You think I have a large head? You should see my son Talon's. It's literally twice the size of mine.
It's so amazing over the years how that character has kind of lived on. The show obviously is one of the greatest shows of all time, but the character has lived on in hockey with Devil fans. I mean, you must hear that like all the time.
Well, 23 years ago, I guess, that's when we did this episode. And it was just one episode of a half-hour TV show. But, of course, Seinfeld wasn't your average sitcom. But to think that we're here today still, goofing around and having fun with this.
I love that you embrace it. I can't imagine the over-under on the amount of pictures you must be asked to take when you walk into the Prudential Center before the Devils play. It's got to be up there, yeah?
Well, it's a lot of fun. Look, we did that episode, and so the Devils sort of adopted me, and then they became, my team. So I love the Devils, and I love to be here and help support. And so they asked me to come out and do stuff like this. And our charity, we have an event next week for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. So the Devils have made a generous donation to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, and I get to don the face paint. And what 50-year-old guy doesn't want to?
Absolutely.
Just go a little crazy every now and then.
Patrick, I count myself among the millions of devout Seinfeld fans. One thing I've always kind of wondered to myself, just focusing on those moments, you in Devil's full regalia. Remember, the sitcom is situated actually downtown New York. Why not Rangers? Why not Islanders? Why the Devils? I've always wondered that.
Well, I don't know the answer to that question. You would have to ask either Larry David or Jerry Seinfeld that one. But, this was the deal. They were all Rangers fans, I would think, as I recall, right? And so then just David became the antagonist.
Yeah, that makes sense, actually.
The crosstown antagonist, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I understand the jacket that you're wearing is going to be auctioned off for charity, the charity that you were talking about. Let's see this jacket. Okay, we've got a picture of it. Tell us about the jacket.
Yes. So my wife is an amazing artist. So she got this 8-ball jacket that didn't have an 8-ball on it. So she decided to sort of combine two of Puddy's things together. So instead of an 8-ball jacket, it's a New Jersey Devils jacket. She hand painted the back, and then there's on the
cool.
Yeah, so it's kind of cool. It's the only one, and we're gonna auction it off, and all proceeds will go to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital.
Very cool. Very cool. That's a great thing. I've always wondered with your situation there. You're an actor. You're in a sitcom. You get this role. Did you know anything about hockey before this happened? Did you care about hockey at all, or was this just the first? How did that work?
I grew up in Huntington Beach, so we played street hockey almost every day. And my best buddy down the street, Steve, and his dad were diehard Kings fans. They were actually at the Miracle in Manchester. It's a game that happened years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I guess down 5 to the championship, the Oilers.
That's correct. You got it.
Yeah, and then came back in a matter of minutes and scored 5 goals, something ridiculous like that. But the games that they would invite me to back in the day, I would watch like Rogie Vachon and Marcel Dion play. And back when I was about 13 years old, they would take me to games. Wow. And so, I grew up rooting on the Kings.
Patrick, a favorite Devil on your beloved NHL club? Who do you follow?
Well, who's the one right now who's doing well? Camping.
Well, Taylor Hall with a great year
Taylor
last
Hall's
year.
injured. We're looking for
Paul
him to get
Mary,
healthy,
perhaps?
Kyle Palmieri.
Having
a great
Kyle
yes,
Palmieri.
having a terrific year. Last thing from me. Really love your ads on National. Asking for a friend. The white leisure suit that you wear with the platform shoes, is that available in a 46 tall? 46 tall?
They got to come back. Everything comes back.
It will.
Eventually.
It will. I think you're bringing this back.
The leisure suit back. It's not quite back yet. Maybe it's because they're so uncomfortable. It's just 100% polyester, and they're just miserable. But they really look flashy.
Sure do.
I'm always disappointed it just never worked out in the end with Elaine. I mean, why not? I mean, you two were such a great couple.
I could never figure out what she was doing with him. I always felt like the sex must be amazing because he really didn't have much to offer in the realm of conversation. Never got too deep.
Oh, boy. That feels like the perfect place to end this interview. Enjoy 90s night. Enjoy the bobblehead. Good luck with the charity event. And it's all for a good cause, and that's really the important thing. So thank you for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Pleasure.